Hello, I'm Michael,
And I'm Ethan.
and you're listening to Random Thoughts. Welcome to episode 2. How are you, Ethan?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. So, we've got follow-up. Number 1, we have changed our Twitter, and the last show notes had the wrong Twitter link. We
Sorry about that.
apologise for that. Number 2, we're on Spotify now.
That's new. We're looking forward to it.
So, I found a way that turns out the host we use automatically puts on Spotify, which has made our life so much easier. So we've got some more follow-up on our Samsung news, and they've got more colours. Ethan will continue to talk about that as he found the news.
Samsung has Korean-only mythical colors, such as mythical red, blue, and pink. There might also be a pink version coming out globally, but for now it's only Korean.
It's unconfirmed if there'll be more colours, but so far this is what's been put out. The blue, pink, and red, was it?
Yeah, it was
Blue, pink, and red. We found out on the news.
Ooh,
but
it looks really good.
the blue I really like. That's not going to be global, which is a shame.
I'm so
There'll be a lot of people shipping phones from Korea,
Yeah.
and then trying to jailbreak into English. That will be interesting to see on YouTube.
Things to do.
So, I suppose that's all for follow-up now?
Yeah.
Okay, so main topics. There's been a lot of news with phones lately, but before we get to what we're doing this week, we want to give a reminder for next week that we'll also say at the end of the episode. Next week, we're going to be talking about the TV show Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Which, in my opinion, is wonderful.
We're not going to talk any more about that. It will just be season 1 we're going to be talking about.
Yeah.
So if you want to be able to follow along with next week, I would listen to that after this episode. Okay, now back to the main show. So Microsoft has just released their first folding phone, the Microsoft Surface Duo, which will be running Android.
Ah.
So that'll be good. It should
No
have
Windows.
It will have the full Office suite coming with it.
Free?
I've got no idea. It's Office 360, so I doubt it. But then you can get all the Microsoft apps for free on our phones currently. It sounds like you're googling it.
I am. I want to know more.
We'll find out about that. It will have no headphone jack, sadly, and it's not going to have NFC capability, so there'll be no smart pay.
That's kind of disappointing.
Be a shame. The bezels look like they've been on the Surface that came out of the iPhone 5. There will be a link to an image in the description, or to the news article. They will be dual SIMs, which is quite good if you're someone who travels between countries regularly.
Does it have the SD cards capability, or is it only dual SIM?
I don't know. It wasn't in the spec sheets.
That's fair. They might not want to release such info yet.
Take a Google. Will have everything from 3G to 5G capabilities.
It might release in September, as from a news article we will link.
By who's it by?
Pocket Lind. So there is not that much confirmation of it then.
Okay, that will also be in the description. And the phone in total, when it's folded, will be 8mm thick, which is the average phone's about 3mm thick.
Oh wow! Okay, that's quite a step up.
Bit big in your pocket, but if people want a folding tablet, people will have a folding tablet.
You have to do what you have to do.
With this folding phone, the screen's not going to be fully connected. It's going to have a break in the middle. So it will be a bit like 2 tablets put together on a couple of hinges.
So it's going to be like a dual monitor setup.
Yeah, it will be. So like a tablet next to a tablet with just a bit of a hinge.
At least it stops anyone having to actually develop folding glass.
Because they did that with the Samsung phone, but it was more like plastic and it peeled off. So I'm not really sure.
It's apparently an original design,
according to them. And you can now pre-order. It is available for pre-order. So that will be interesting to see what happens with it. We can't talk more about that.
The world's first completely transparent TV has been invented by Xiaomi. It's the first mass-produced TV. Samsung and LG have made new...
They've made it for CES before.
Concept ones.
Proof of concept, yeah.
Samsung made it all the way in 2015. But it was more of a proof of concept.
There was the problems where, some of the colours looked really good, but when it came to blacks and whites, you could see through it with the Samsung one.
Ooh, that would look a bit ugly, though.
Yeah, so it wasn't great, but it worked. With this one, apparently you should be able to get the full colour range.
Yep, hopefully. It's a bit expensive, and it's gonna go on sale in China in August 16th.
It's going to be 55-inch screen and OLED with no bezels. Because if you have bezels on it, it will then ruin the look. So it'd be...
For the whole transparent look, I guess.
The only thing I don't understand is why would someone want this? Because what are you going to do? Just stare at your wall through your TV? Like, if you're someone who lives in like a apartment that's high up with like a nice glass view, then I can sort of see it.
You could put it in front of a window, I guess.
But for most people, I think this is pointless.
You could look through the TV and see your wall in all its beauty.
I think this is just one of those things where you can show off how rich you are without actually needing it.
Yes. It's
It'll be interesting.
It's part of its 10th year celebration.
Oh yeah, the company being made.
Yeah.
So this will be interesting. I'm sure they will have full Android support as a TV because this company makes a lot of Android TV products.
Yep, so it has lots of potential though.
So that could be interesting. We've got a small TV box from them.
Yeah.
So that where I live, so that could be helpful.
Mm-hmm.
So that will be interesting to see how well it works as well. They showed some concept photos. I think they've shown one actual photo or two. But then when it comes to a photo, they can be cropped, they can be edited.
Yeah, that's the issue though.
So I've got no idea what it will look like. But it's almost something I would like to see in person.
You want to see it. It's like a Tesla. You'd want to see it because it is what it is.
But you don't really need it.
You might not want it because you might not use it or like needlessly need a TV that you can see through. But it's just really cool to think about.
So anyway, I think that's all of this section's tech news. Because if there's interesting tech news, we're going to try and continue this. We're just going to talk a bit about us again. So we play a lot of video games, as we mentioned in the last one. We've been playing a lot of chess.com,
against each other. Yeah.
Isn't really a video game, but we've been enjoying it. Which is anyone who's good at chess, even if you don't use your computer very often, if you have a family member who plays chess like abroad or
anywhere in the world, that's actually really
because
handy.
of social distancing, it is really fun to play. I've been playing against my dad. I've been playing against my friends.
Playing against me.
Yep.
I think I've been winning. Hopefully.
Nice. Still losing. Still losing. It's all part of the master plan.
Yeah, it's a master plan. Oh no.
So yeah, we've been playing a lot of chess, which is really fun. And there's always chess tournaments active. So if you're competitive, there's always an active chess tournament.
Oh,
there's a bar called Tournaments, and there's something like 50 active chess tournaments at a time, generally. So I've been enjoying that.
They're also live streamed, aren't they?
They are, no. The major competitive ones in person are live streamed.
Right.
But these are just small ones that anyone can enter. There's no prize or anything.
No.
The Chess World Championship, which is a thing.
Of course,
is live streamed. The other thing we've been playing a lot of Minecraft.
Oh, plenty.
If anyone has any experience with port forwarding and setting up a server, by the way, it's really simple. It took me less than an hour to get ours up and running.
Nice.
So that's another great way of keeping in touch with friends and family. And Minecraft is just a really family game.
It's not too difficult, so anyone can get really into it.
And it doesn't matter if you're someone who likes building realism, like fantasy.
Just figuring out the technical bits of it.
It's just really fun to do. The other thing we've been doing a fair amount of is playing like jokes on each other.
Pranks.
If you've got good friends, you take it as a laugh or funny.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. And even if you're not on a call or playing the whole time together, just like seeing another person pop past you on
or just knowing like every other day you look on the server and you see someone else has built something.
It sort of feels like you're keeping in touch and seeing the person.
It's so much better.
There's been a bicycle made that you plug into your TV and it doesn't move. But it's actually a competitive race, so you see other people on this racetrack.
Huh.
And so you can pick if you want to do worldwide or just with select friends.
Oh, wow.
And then you all just get on your bike and you can just cycle in your TV. I've been seeing this advertised.
That would be so amazing. I would love that.
There's also been like the Tour de France winners have been using it as well. So you can just be
social distancing as well.
So, no, not for Tour de France, but you've seen some of those people been using it. So you could just be like cycling with friends or just against random people.
I would love to have one just for the reason that you don't have to go outside ever.
I can't
again.
remember the name of this company, but if I can find a news article, that will be put in the show notes as well, because I think that's quite an interesting thing. So, like Minecraft, chess, if there's a simple family-friendly game like Minecraft,
Yeah.
and you want to keep in touch with friends, families, nephews, cousins, it's just like a really nice game to play.
I personally like playing on servers much more than on my own, because seeing other people is just so good.
And if you haven't been seeing people generally, like you live alone, it also makes you feel like you're seeing someone.
Yeah.
I've been seeing my uncle through a Minecraft server every now and then. Haven't been able to see him because we live quite far apart.
Yeah, we're
So it's
different countries.
yeah. So we live quite far apart, but it just gives you a sense of like linking up and meeting new people. So,
I did Google that cycling, virtual cycling thing you told me about, and it's called Z-Swift. You can do it. It's like video game. It's a video game. You can jog as well along a virtual road anywhere in the world.
yeah, there's set areas, but it's all been like remodeled cities and races, and you can just jog or cycle and you go along.
It apparently lets you choose from training plans, group rides, races, and more.
And I believe you can also do it with just set people or on your own. I believe there's a monthly subscription. I haven't used it,
I'm curious.
but it's just something that I thought linked into the conversation.
It has potential. You could have a Tron cycle. Oof.
Anyway, so something that people might find interesting talking about if you're just looking for things to do. Chess, Minecraft, Z-Swift.
Z-Swift.
If there's a game that you've been playing a lot lately that you might think we'll be interested in,
Please send it in.
we tweet every episode, so you can use that. You can reply to that. You
Yeah.
can tag us in personally into your tweets.
Please.
I am at Michael RB Parker, and you are at Mr. Ethan.
Yeah, Mr. _ Eden. It'll be in the show notes.
So yep, you just tag us into tweets. We'll read it, and if we think we can reply, we will.
Of course.
If you actually have a question, this isn't the end of the show, but if you have a question, use the hashtag #RandomThoughts. Like if you've got
Yep.
something you think we might be interested
We
in
will be
talking,
checking that quite often.
do check that. So I think that's the majority of our news for this episode. Is that everything you've got for this episode?
Yeah.
So, you've just listened to episode 2 of Random Thoughts. You can find me at Michael RB Parker on Twitter or at Michael Media Group on YouTube.
You can find me at Mr. _ at _Ethan. It's a bit of a long name, but you get the job done.
Our podcast has its own Twitter account called Random Thoughts. If you have any questions, use the hashtag #AskRandomThoughts. All links we've talked about will be in the show notes.
Yep, including the Z-Swift, if anyone wants that.
Okay, time for our ending joke. How do dolphins and whales pass down shared knowledge through the generations? Via podcasts, naturally.